All right, I think we are live. Hey there, people, cool people. Wait, I just barely made it. I got off work. Oh, I'm trying to get this thing up here. There we go. Let me turn this up. All right, we got the live stream going with the global reveal event. I'm psyched. I don't know about you guys. This is awesome. Here, what should I do with the lighting here? What should we go with? Nothing? Yeah, we'll do nothing for now. All right, cool. I can't wait. I'm psyched. My phone. I watch the chat. It's a good day to be an ESO fan. I'm super psyched. But if you haven't noticed, I'm excited. A little bit. Alright, let's do this full screen. And just to let everybody know, I will have to exit early, but I'll leave this up. I gotta go pick up my boys. But then I will be back. It'll probably still be going, I'm sure, but I'm sure I'll probably put out a video tonight, just covering all the details. Excited. 2 minutes 20 seconds. Okay, I can wait that long. I've waited 6 months ever since High Isle came out, which was pretty anticlimactic. I mean, I like it, but it's definitely, definitely not any Greymore or Somerset. I mean, even Blackwood was pretty good, I thought. And a lot of people diss the companions. I like them. I like companions a lot, to be honest. I don't know, it's just, especially, I think it's really good for players who don't play in guilds and stuff. Like me, I always played by myself. I still do, for the most part. Here we go. Let me get on my channel. There we go. And stuff. Like me, perfect. I play by myself. I still do, for the most part. Now let's put a light on. Make it blood red. Let me get on my channel. Let me do blood red. Stuff. Perfect. Looks like I'm in a. For the most part. No, let's put a light on. Oh, look at this. Yeah, blood red. Looks like I'm in one of those developer rooms. Like when they used to do cameras that way, or pictures, developing pictures. Yes. In my other life, I'm a photo developer. All right, starting soon. Thank you. We know. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Let's do this. 24 seconds. Oh yeah, but this is just going to be the Xbox developer thing, which I have no idea what that is. I am clueless about that. I'm assuming they're probably going to announce some partnership, or whether, I don't know, whether the game's headed or something. I wonder if it'll even have anything to do with ESO, or just the two companies getting together. Or maybe they'll talk about how they're going to integrate the game on Xbox, or make it, I don't know, exclusively Xbox or something. I don't know. I doubt they'd do that. There's too many PlayStation users. But that's loud, isn't it? I'll tell you what, let's turn the volume down a little bit. There we go. All right. Dude, I'm psyched. Oh, this is the beginning. I thought that was a commercial. All right, let's do this. Minecraft. I know that guy. Kicking off 2023 direct from the devs. All right, let's do this. Oh man, they're gonna talk about other games for 45 minutes. Is that what they're gonna do? I think maybe they're gonna do that. Oh, Mojang, that's Minecraft. Yeah, my youngest boy right now plays the crap out of that game. I used to play it with them all the time. I like Minecraft.
Executive
shut up.
producer of Minecraft Legends. And today, we'd like to give you an insider's look at how we're building the PvP multiplayer experience for the game. Minecraft Legends is a new action strategy game set in a lush, dynamic world. It introduces epic storytelling, and you can form alliances with new and familiar Minecraft mobs to stop the invading piglins.
Minecraft Legends will let you play the story-driven campaign.
That's like freaking me out. This I feel like a vampire.
And it will also feature a PvP gameplay mode where 2 teams with up to 4 players each.
Yeah, we'll do that.
The game will support cross-platform play and online matchmaking.
In order to create the best possible experience, we've partnered with Blackbird Interactive to develop the game. And it's been wonderful to see their commitment and focus on the Minecraft universe.
It's so much fun to be working with Mojang Studios on Minecraft.
So this is all this is going to be, huh?
Interactive. We have a talented team of developers who are using our background in strategy games to bring a new and exciting experience to the Minecraft universe.
We're super excited to share more details about PvP gameplay.
Okay, well. I thought it might have something to do with ESO, but I guess not.
There are some really cool features that make PvP unique.
First off, players share their army and resources with their team. This means that individual players aren't able to win on their own. They must cooperate to be successful.
Communication is really important, and you can sort of really tell the teams that gel together because they naturally form roles at the beginning of the game, and as soon as we start, you're off collecting, I start building. We have our favorite roles, but we change them up.
Also, the world in PvP is procedurally generated, just like it is in campaign. This means that each PvP session is different than the last.
That it's different every time you play, depending on how the map is generated, where the valleys are.
Oh, I know what I did. Fix this slide. I was wondering why it's...
where the towers are.
Be right back, actually.
Minecraft Legends, the piglins are an ever-present threat.
Yeah, I'm gonna get everything set up. I'll be right back, though.
The piglins are on their own side. They're
In a
trying
few
to
minutes.
kill both of you at the same
Let's
time.
see.
So the opposing team is not the
There
only
we
thing
go.
you need to worry about.
Beware of the piglins.
In PvP, there's something for everyone. For players who like action, they can go attack the piglins or lay siege to the enemy base. For players who enjoy exploration, they can search the world to find resources for their team, hidden treasure chests, or scout the enemy base.
Gathering resources to help the team out, that's super important. But whenever I get into a PvP match, the first thing I try to do is to track down the Regal Tiger. It's my favorite mob to ride because it's really fast, but it's also really cute.
For players who like building, you can spend your time building defenses and upgrading your base, because soon enough your enemy will attack, and you need to be ready.
So the first thing I do when we start is everyone runs off. I open the map, see where the enemy base is. First thing I build is what we call an upgrade tower, where it allows you to build upgrades. So I place that at the back, away from the enemy. So I really pride myself in making, impenetrable bases.
Since the goal of PvP is to destroy the opposing team's base, defending your own base is really important. You have to start with a lot of walls, a lot of towers, and some gates. After that, you can just add whatever you want, freestyle it a bit. I like to add different layers of walls, so my opponents have to find their way through to my base, almost like a maze.
And then once those walls are up, I like to actually hide my ice traps behind them to catch enemies off guard.
When it comes time to finally take out the other team, my favorite strategy is to make a forward camp just outside the enemy base. Then I get the biggest, strongest mobs I can as fast as I can and start sending them in. Then I can smash down the walls, take out their mobs, and claim victory.
The real fun of PvP is creating a strategy, having a game plan, deciding how you think you're going to crush the enemy, and then all of a sudden the hosts tell you,
the opposing team just built a redstone launcher.
And you're like, I can't do my attack now. I've got to build an anti-siege tower, which is an anti-air tower, to stop the redstone launchers. You just have to be constantly changing your tactics. And sometimes you have no idea what they're doing. And then you certainly find out very quickly.
Resources, or do you want to go?
A while back, we had somebody on our dev team use a strategy where they built a bunch of what are called plank golems, which are archers. So they're very weak, but they do a high amount of damage. And he had 40 of them, and he just ran through our base, ran around our tower, and took out our entire tower with such a simple strategy.
And that's why we still love playing it every day, because every game is different. You never know what's going to happen.
Hi everyone, I'm Chris Sasaki, and welcome to Turn 10 Studios. The team is hard at work bringing you the next generation of Forza Motorsport, built from the ground up to take advantage of the Xbox Series consoles. This is the most technically advanced racing game ever made. Today, I'm joined by some of our amazing team members to show you how we are making it look real, sound real, and feel real. This is Forza Motorsport.
At launch, Forza Motorsport features over 500 cars for you to collect, race, and customize with more than 800 unique upgrades. This includes over 100 new to motorsport cars, the most modern race cars we've ever featured on our roster. Racing is violent. It's a battle on the racetrack. The advancements in our physics model are greater than Forza Motorsport 5, 6, and 7 combined. This makes our driving experience more fun and rewarding in the way the car accelerates, corners, and brakes. Our materials and shaders are built from the ground up at higher resolutions and optimized for a cutting-edge ray tracing experience. Our paints are sourced using a spectrophotometer to capture multiple data points of light behavior on a surface. This yields a paint model that has a much more realistic light response across color, metal flake, and gloss. Damage and dirt buildup is unique to each car. It's now contextually aware and more localized. We simulate paint thickness, chipping, and directionality. Dirt accumulation is more realistic, gathering more in the low-pressure areas like recesses and alcoves. These innovations tell the story of the work you put into a race and reflects the marks and battle scars of motorsport.
This is our best-sounding Forza Motorsport ever, and the first to be mixed natively for immersive audio formats like Windows Sonic and Dolby Atmos. To create an immersive soundscape, each audio system has been rebuilt from the ground up to deliver a new level of sonic depth and authenticity for our players. Modifying car parts like your exhaust and turbo change the car sounds in Forza Motorsport, just like it would in the real world. Every car now has a variety of sound possibilities based on the parts you've installed. Hardware-accelerated convolution reverb accurately reproduces how sounds in Forza interact within an acoustic space, dynamically adapting to its surroundings and creating a realistic and detailed soundscape. New features like our regional track announcer system and improved tire and suspension audio bring a new level of realism to the game. Hear Forza Motorsport like never before. Every tire squeal, every engine, lap after lap.
Forza Motorsport launches with 20 environments, built from the ground up for this generation. You'll get to race on iconic fan favorites, as well as 5 all-new to motorsport locations, including our first in South Africa, Kyalami. We capture our environments to an incredible level of detail. When we reference a track, our team comes back with over 3 terabytes of highly detailed photogrammetry and laser scan data. Through the power of the Xbox Series consoles, we're able to use this data to draw up to 10 times more detail than previous generations. You'll see lush trees, dense grass and overgrowth vegetation, animated track life, physically based lighting and volumetric fog effects, and a fully procedural cloud system that evolves organically. Tracks look alive, sound alive, and feel alive with cutting-edge visuals and crowds consisting of tens of thousands of fully animated 3D spectators, so you're always immersed in the pure spectacle of racing. For the first time in Forza Motorsport, fully dynamic time of day with weather ensures a constantly evolving racing experience where no 2 laps ever look the same. Meanwhile, dynamic track temperatures, wet driving surfaces, and rubbering in ensure that no 2 laps ever play the same. I love the detail our talented team of artists have built into Kyalami. Fast forward to night, and the vista is truly breathtaking. You can see the distant light glows of the city, a beautiful visual touch. Even the Kyalami logo itself creates visual impact every time you see it, thanks to ray-traced global illumination, which simulates how hundreds of thousands of light rays accumulate color as they bounce between surfaces. We're rendering all our environments in 4K at 60 FPS with real-time ray tracing on track to create true-to-life reflections on all smooth mirror and flat glass surfaces. With the incredible detail and rendering features of our track environments, Forza Motorsport is truly a generational leap ahead with unmatched visual fidelity and authenticity.
Forza Motorsport is back, and it's our most comprehensive game ever, with over 500 cars and 20 environments, with more new race cars than ever before. You can experience all of this in our incredible new online racing mode and in our all-new car-building-focused single-player career. We cannot wait for you to get your hands on this incredible game.
Alrighty, what'd I miss? Not much, I don't think. Oh, Forza Motorsport. I used to play that quite a bit. Boy, it's been years and years and years and years. Let me get that be right back thing gone. There we go. And change the light again. I can't make up my mind. We'll do that.
Yep,
pink? How about pink?
And you're probably wondering how I ended up here.
Let's get a purplish.
Standard.
Here we go. Let me get my headphones on.
Check this out. Music player in my chest. It's powering up my new robot arm. Oh, it's making everything sync up.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know what this developer thing would be with Xbox, but I guess this is it. I'm just previewing like 5 games they're coming out with or something. Unless they had Minecraft and Forza. This, I have no idea.
What in the hell am I looking at?
The name's Chai, not Defect.
Is this the guy?
Oh, I guess I can take Be Right Back. Oh, I did good. Okay. Okay, I just want to make sure I got my Be Right Back off. Yeah, I'm gonna have to scoot at about 2:40. Gotta go pick up my boys. And I'll be back. I'm gonna miss the first part of it, but I'm definitely gonna go back and rewatch the global reveal, because I know that we have NECROM coming out, which is awesome. The Telvani Peninsula. How cool is that? And I think this is gonna bring a lot of players back, and I think it's gonna get a lot of new players actually into the game.
Future Rockstar.
I am excited.
Studio head at the Tang Game
I just want to know if they're going to have a new class or if they're going to do spellcrafting.
And I'm John Johannes, director on Hi-Fi Rush.
Chill out. It'll be fine.
このゲームを僕が作ってたらもう全然違うゲームになったと思う。だけどこういうゲームがね生まれて本当に良かったね。
So everyone thinks of us as putting out horror games like The Evil Within or spooky games like Ghostwire Tokyo, but this is clearly something totally different. And if this game hasn't already leaked,
yeah, I'm not too much into these cartoony type games. I know a lot of people do like them. Not my thing. Especially like people, a lot of people like anime. I never could get into anime. Never really. Yeah. I know my oldest boy really likes it.
So let's jump in and explain exactly what Hi-Fi Rush is.
Hi-Fi Rush is a rhythm action game, so it's a bit of a twist on your traditional action game. Here, your moves and attacks help create a living soundtrack. That means all your flashy moves, stylish and devastating combos add a layer to the music. The more you flow with the beat, the better you can connect your attacks and abilities.
It's one of those.
You are
like
totally
Guitar Hero or
Everything you
something.
do syncs up like an awesome music video. That's Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush.
You play as Chai, a wannabe rock star and victim of a weird corporate experiment that lets him sense the rhythm of the entire world pulsing to the game soundtrack. As you can see, the beat moves the world around you and is the key to combat. You looking for me? Your attacks will automatically sync to land on the beat, making Hi-Fi Rush a super easy game to start playing. However, attacking on the beat leads to combos that end with a musical countdown we call a beat hit. Think a big cymbal crash at the end of a drum solo, like this. Landing beat hits unleash a combo finish that adds unique musical
Oh my
flair
gosh, I can't wait. I wish it was 2:45. Well, I'll be gone, of course, but I cannot wait. Spellcrafting or class. Really, you know, but people have been talking about Bard, having a Bard class or Monk. Those two don't really. I hope they do something more unique. From what I've gathered, a lot of other games have those classes. They were talking a bare knuckle type of weapon skill line. That'd be interesting. Trying to think of which characters I would use that on. I think one of my orcs I would definitely use that on.
The key here is feeling the beat.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Your progress isn't blocked by missing the beat, but you get rewarded musically and mechanically for staying in rhythm. When we say everything moves to the beat, we mean it. Enemy attacks, cutscenes, dangerous obstacles, you name it. It all syncs to the music, creating an ongoing jam session of a game. To help out is 808, your robot cat companion who literally hovers over your shoulder and
I think my youngest boy might like this one. No, actually my middle one would be more into this kind of stuff. My youngest boy is really into Minecraft.
To enjoy Hi-Fi Rush, whether you're a rhythm pro or not.
I look so cool doing this.
Chai also gets by with a little help from his friends. Literally.
Get up, slacker. We've got work to do.
Chai will team up with unlikely allies to expand his repertoire of moves both in and out of combat. There's Peppermint breaking barriers and juggling enemies, along with Macaron smashing enemy armor and knocking back enemies. Tag teaming with Chai's partners and attacks opens up huge possibilities for dynamic combos and over-the-top action.
That's not bad.
The extra help is handy, because when you're not fighting, you're going to be running around and wreaking havoc all over Vandelay's corporate headquarters, where everything is trying to take you down. You and your partners have a singular goal in mind: taking down the bosses of Vandelay Technologies. Besides wanting to erase Chai for being a defect, it seems they've got something a little bit more sinister on their corporate agenda. You'll fight through each department to take them all on, each level with their own musical spin on the rock genre. And then we have a showdown.
So let's get
Excuse
ready
me.
to crumble.
Boss battles.
Yeah, I think when all is said and done, after this is live stream is finished, I'm gonna have to put a little marker there in the timeline of when the actual global reveal starts instead of this developer thing.
Hi-Fi Rush is like nothing we've made at Tango before.
Otherwise, people are gonna watch and be like, "What the heck, man? This isn't any global reveal event. This is about cartoon games."
Experience that's amazingly satisfying to play.
Rockstar move, Chai.
もしねハイファイラッシュでお客さんから怖いって言われたら俺もう死んじゃうかもまあ他にもびっくりさせることあると思うんだけど、例えば猫とか撫でれたりするの。い
やそれは当たり前ですよね。
Oh wow, he speaks Japanese.
でももう一つのサプライズは
Impressive.
ありますよ。
まあこれはジョンのゲームだからジョンからどうぞ。
So, not only were we super psyched for you to play this, we're happy to tell you that you can play Hi-Fi Rush tonight. Not a demo, the full game. Seriously. It launches on Xbox and PC a few hours after the show, and yes, it'll be on Game Pass as well.
There's some people like that, I think, maybe. It's so cheesy. It's funny.
You looking for me?
Get him!
Mind if I join?
Does that mean I have to fight?
I believe it does, sir. How about... This is entertainment. You're going out with the trash.
Here's your Project Armstrong Pass. And welcome to Vandalay Campus.
Yes!
Game Pass. I got Game Pass. You can tell my boys about it if they want to play that. This looks kind of cool. Looks like Elder Scrolls. Like an Elder Scrolls video, you know those cinematic trailers they have? Oh, it is, duh.
Welcome
Okay.
to Hunt Valley, Maryland, and the headquarters of ZeniMax Online Studios. You just saw a cinematic teaser for the Elder Scrolls Online's next chapter.
Nice.
I'm pleased to reveal ESO NECROM, which will launch in June and is shaping up to
Ooh, I
be
got
one of the
goosebumps.
best updates to the game.
And I knew what it was, but this
If
is
you
like,
watched the
it's
teaser
actually
closely,
happening.
You saw that NECROM will include one of the most requested features in ESO, a new playable class called the Arcanist.
Whoa!
It's only our third new class since
Arcanist.
launch, and we know you're going to love it. The Arcanist wields magic influenced by forbidden knowledge and has unique
Sweet.
abilities never before seen in this world. Of course, the experience of exploring a new
Oh
area
my
of Tamriel is
God.
the heart of every ESO chapter. NECROM will unfold in Eastern Morrowind, not seen in an Elder Scrolls game since 1994, where you will meet new characters and enemies, reunite with some old friends, and explore a story based around the return of a well-known Daedric prince you just might remember from the Dragonborn Skyrim DLC. For those of you new to ESO, we release a new expansion called a chapter every year. Chapters are essentially standalone games in ESO that let you adventure in a new region of Tamriel. But you don't have to wait for the NECROM chapter to jump in. We've got so many amazing experiences you can enjoy right now. If you love games like Skyrim and Oblivion, you'll feel right at home amongst the thousands of stories unfolding across every region in ESO. And as anyone who's played a classic Elder Scrolls game knows, it's all about those feelings when you're fully immersed in the world. Remember that feeling when you first
A
encountered
new
dragons?
freaking class.
We've got an entire province that's overrun by dragons.
Oh, you know what that means?
Or questioned if you were
They'll probably
capable
give
of
us
taking
a
down the
character
frost
slot or
troll of
two.
Skyrim?
Yes, because I've already
Try
got
for
all mine
yourself in
filled
ESO.
up.
What about the moment you visited a
They
city in
better do
Morrowind
that.
was built inside the shell?
I don't
of a
want to
giant
delete
crab?
any of my characters. I've got them filled up on
For
each
the
server.
Oblivion fans out
18
there,
on
how
each
about
server.
another chance at
I
taking
know I'm
on
crazy,
the
but
colossal Daedric Prince, Mehrunes Dagon. Just like any single-player Elder Scrolls game, you can have a blast simply by following the main quest line. Or seek out lore and learn more about the world. Become a craftsman. Go fishing. Decorate and furnish your home. Customize your character. Play it like an action RPG. And when you're ready, you can easily engage in one of the best open-world PvP systems. Run dungeons co-op with your friends for great loot. Or just join a guild to chat with others. The possibilities in this virtual world are endless. New players will immediately feel right at home because our community is one of the most, if not the most, welcoming on the planet.
I'll give it to. I'll give him that. ESO, the ESO community, second to
Your
none.
own stories in our shared world. There's no
So many
required
people just
subscription and
bend over
thousands of
backward to
hours of
help you
content
out.
To dig into solo or with friends. Explore nearly every corner of Tamriel with no level restrictions. It's magical being able to travel almost anywhere you please from the moment you enter the world. ESO is available on PC and Mac in addition to previous and current gen consoles, including a
Oh my God, I want to play.
next-gen version for the Xbox Series X and S with high-fidelity graphics and enhanced performance modes. An added bonus for Xbox players, it's on Game Pass. And starting today, for a limited time, we're making all past chapters available to explore for any player, so everyone can test drive all of our adventures, including our take on Skyrim,
Wow,
Morrowind,
there's so many
Oblivion,
now.
and much,
Goodness.
much more.
So many
At Sauce,
DLCs.
we have so many passionate and talented developers who continue to add to Elder Scrolls lore by producing handcrafted, epic adventures, and I'm immensely proud to be a part of it. Believe me, we have tons more to share, and I can't wait for the team to show it all to you. Join us after this show for the 2023 ESO Global Reveal, where we'll go deep into all things NECROM. Thanks. See you in Tamriel.
The Arcanist. Arcanist. What would they even do? Is it like, sorcerer? What is that? I love it. Okay. Okay, well I feel better now, because I thought I was going to miss it when I go pick up my voice, but yeah, now I know what's going on. That is awesome.
Nobody ever believes things can get this bad until it happens.
Arcane awesome.
Then it's too late. But there are people who can fight back.
Stick together! Eyes up!
Welcome to Redfall, Massachusetts, where the calm seas and sunny skies have been eclipsed by a legion of vampires. Redfall is a story-driven shooter at its heart.
This is what my middle boy would love. He loves, yeah, he would love this. He's all into the first-person shooter games.
And form the perfect
Originally,
vampire
Halo
slaying
was his
squad
favorite.
to take back
He like,
Redfall's haunted streets.
it's funny, for like 5 years in a row, he went as Master Chief for Halloween.
At Arcane, we make games where the world itself
It's
is
so
as
cute.
important as the characters. With Redfall, we take an exciting step forward, building a lovingly detailed open world to deliver our largest setting ever. Every inch of our open world is carefully handcrafted and packed with environmental storytelling. Explore the streets of a quaint island town, from the once bustling downtown to the haunted forest to the decimated seaside boardwalk and gorgeously detailed landmarks. But it's not all danger all the time. There are safe places on the island where you can rest up, chat with survivors, and resupply. Here we're at the fire station, one of your home bases. This is one place you'll receive missions from survivors.
There's something I need you to do. The old lighthouse in the bay.
It's been used for over a century to keep boats away from the coastline. If we turn it back on, it's a warning to anyone trying to come to Redfall right now. Easy, right? Well, the lighthouse keeper's a real asshole. Joined up with those cultists and took the damn lamp with him.
I like me some vampires.
Here's a vampire known as
I remember in ESO, yeah, I was so psyched the first time somebody bit me. I was like, oh, I'm a vampire, I'm a vampire, I'm a vampire.
They hurl lethal projectiles.
And I used that ultimate, the vampire ultimate, like all the time at first. It was awesome. I still slot it every once in a while. It's just out questing and messing around. I even use it in PvP sometimes. Something scary is gonna happen. I know it. I know it. I know it. I know it. What is it? The blood is a part of me. And what are those, lava lamps? No. Yeah, that is unpleasant. Why won't you die?
Bug it out.
All right, I gotta leave in about 4 minutes, but I'm gonna keep this up. So you guys can watch it.
The lighthouse is back up, but there's more waiting for you. Taking down vampires angers the vampire gods.
And then I should be gone maybe 30, 40 minutes, somewhere around there. I'll probably be here like in the middle of the global reveal part. Even though now we know NECROM is where we're going, and the Arcanist is a new class. I can't wait to read up on that to figure out what it's going to be, what it's going to do,
Save the locals from being
what kind of skills it's going to have. That is so
like our
awesome.
past games, you can approach a mission in many different ways.
Freaking excited.
Always be ready to improvise. Remy uses her combat robot Bribon to help distract and eliminate the cultists.
We got him, Bribon.
They write a lot of messages in blood. A lot of them. Everywhere you go is a message. The blood. It'd be funny if vampire put like, Todd was here.
Everyone's safe. Let's move on. Exploring Redfall will take you beyond the bounds of reality as you investigate otherworldly psychic spaces to unravel the vampire's secrets. Take this vampire nest. These deadly layers change each time you step inside. Jacob sends out his raven to tag the enemies below. Dev follows up with his teleporter, instantly closing the gap. To destroy a nest, you have to take out its heart, and all
A lot of blood in this game.
die to protect it.
Horrible way to die.
Durin, the left.
I woke them up. Just one bite.
Yeah, they're not happy. Those almost seem like zombie vampires or something.
The nest before it comes crashing down.
They're not suave like the vampires we're used to. Going crazy and swarming everywhere.
Nests aren't the only psychic spaces. You'll find dangerous pockets all over the island. It's all vampire turf, so tread carefully.
Gotcha.
Redfall won't truly be safe until the vampires are wiped from the map. Outside the main story.
All right, well, I gotta get going, but I'm gonna I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave this up, so don't go anywhere.
Find safe houses
Just put that up there.
and then work your way up.
All right, guys. Yeah, I will be back as soon as possible.
To reclaim this neighborhood, you'll have to defeat a powerful vampire called the Siphon. Whether you dive in
All right,
solo
until
or
then,
with
stay
friends,
cool, people.
Each hero
Have
can
fun.
take on any situation. Each brings powerful, unique abilities to the fight, and the upgrades you choose change how they play. Here, Layla's lift ability can be upgraded to launch teammates for airborne attacks. Upgrade Layla's umbrella ability with bullet hail to absorb enemy bullets and release the energy back at them. There are many ways to customize your hero's ability tree to match your playstyle.
Nighty-night. Let's get some light on the subject.
Let's hit on the arsenal. There's a wide range of weaponry, from military gear to new vampire-slaying inventions. From shotguns to sniper rifles.
Well, well.
And of course, there's also vampire stakes. Find these in the world to customize your weapons. When you reclaim significant sections of Redfall, the last step is to face the underboss who controls, or used to control, that neighborhood. Underbosses are powerful elites of the vampire gods, with their own unique abilities, like this one's shield. When you prove yourself against the underboss, you'll receive a key of sorts. A skull that gets you one step closer to facing the ultimate threat, the vampire gods.
Thank you for visiting Redfall.
And thank you for all the support you've shown Arcane throughout the years.
We sometimes joke that our games can be tough to define. The one thing that's consistent?
We make the kinds of games we love to play.
And that's how Redfall was born. We blended everything we love here at Arcane Austin.
Immersive open worlds, unique and customizable heroes, RPG and FPS gameplay.
And of course, our signature storytelling and rich world building.
Along with our spin on one of the most classic monsters of all time.
Vampires.
It's been amazing to see how all of us have pulled together to deliver our vision for something new.
Redfall is the biggest, most ambitious game we have ever made.
Our teams dove head first into this new opportunity, and we can't wait for you to experience Redfall for yourself.
Thankfully, you won't have to wait too much longer. Redfall's coming on May 2nd.
Thank you again for joining us.
And we'll see you soon in Redfall.
Here we go.
It's so much fun to be working with Mojang Studios on Minecraft Legends.
This is our best sounding Forza Motorsport ever.
Yeah, that was all right.
Thanks, and see you in Tamriel.
All right, let's do this.
Hello there, traveler. Welcome to Quincy's Tavern. My name is Quincy, and I have the privilege and honor of providing tonight's meal while we patiently await for the 2023 ESO Global Reveal. I hope you're hungry, because tonight we have a special treat for you. I was thinking we would do something slightly rustic yet filling, but also with a more refined presentation for the veteran adventurer such as yourself. I had ingredients from all across Tamriel brought in for tonight's special occasion, and I'm so excited to spend some of this evening with you tonight. We do have a few moments before the global reveal officially starts, so how about a snack? I have just the thing. Cabbage biscuits with these bits of bacon all throughout, perfect with some butter and jam. So nice. Sound good? Wonderful. Let me show you how to make them. Alrighty, here you are, traveler. Fresh from the oven. Careful, they're still very hot. But I think with that, we have everything we need for the ESO Global Reveal. I'll go get us some drinks. You don't go nowhere. Eat to your heart's content. Thank you for joining us tonight on this epic adventure. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Elder Scrolls Online 2023 Global Reveal. Whether you're coming from our Developer Direct or just joining us now, we've got an incredible show today. Earlier today, ZeniMax Online Studio Director Matt Farrer shared some exciting details on the Elder Scrolls Online's next adventure. That includes one of the most requested features from the ESO community, a new playable class called the Arcanist. Matt also revealed that the new chapter, called NECROM, will take you back to a familiar location in Tamriel, Morrowind. And while there, you'll run into a familiar face, a well-known Daedric prince from the Skyrim Dragonborn DLC. That's just a taste of what's to come. We've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's get started. Once again, it's my great pleasure to introduce the Elder Scrolls Online's creative director and my friend, Rich Lambert. Hey, Rich.
Hey, Pete.
Good to see you here.
Yeah, it's so great to be back to talk with you about all the new fun things the team's been working so hard on. I can't wait to share it with you all.
All right, it's time to talk NECROM. Are you excited?
I'm thrilled for this year. We're going to be exploring a new story and theme centered around the Dark Elves and Hermaeus Mora. The best way to describe this story is shadow over Morrowind. But before I go into any more detail, we've got a great way to introduce you to the mood and feel of this arc. It's Elder Scrolls meets cosmic horror, and I can't wait for you all to see it.
Well, they don't have to wait any longer. This is the Elder Scrolls Online NECROM. was awesome. Those mushroom towers really take me back.
Yep.
And some powerful moments in there, but let's start with breaking down the story in NECROM.
Everything centers around Hermaeus Mora. We've explored small pieces of who this prince is in a few zones in ESO up to this point, but there are complicated Daedric prints. Mora is the knower of unknown and hoards knowledge and secrets in their realm. Some of these secrets are just too dangerous for any being to know. There are hidden powers that threaten Mora's realm of Apocrypha, with the ultimate goal of uncovering one of these secrets. A secret so important and so dangerous that if discovered, it can unravel all of reality.
This isn't just Tamriel that's in trouble. This is all of Nirn.
Yes, absolutely.
So where do our players fit into the mix?
Players are essentially being tested by Mora to see if they are worthy to help aid them. So over the course of this adventure, players will become sort of a protector of this ultimate secret that these hidden powers are searching for. And there's also an opportunity for players to seek out other knowledge if they wish, to dig into some of the origins of our new playable class in the Arcanist.
Cool new playable class. I am so in, and I know a lot of our players are as well. Now, we're heading back to Morrowind this year, but it's not the Morrowind that everyone knows from the Elder Scrolls 3 or even from the 2017 chapter of ESO. So it's going to be familiar, different, a little bit of both?
Yes, sir. We're going to be exploring the eastern portion of Morrowind, specifically the Telvanni Peninsula. It's still home to the Dunmer of the Dark Elves, so you're going to see that familiar alien landscape with the giant mushrooms and all the like, but it's got a very different feel than any of the locations that we've previously explored.
And I'm guessing the city we saw, that was NECROM, yes?
Yep.
And we haven't seen that since the Elder Scrolls Arena, and it looks very different now.
Yeah, a lot has changed since then. But yeah, NECROM is the main city in the chapter. And there's so much amazing lore around this. It's a city of the dead where Dunmer families from all over Morrowind bury their deceased in these elaborate ceremonies. But there's also some really just wild rumors as to the origins of NECROM. It's a crazy old city. But I'll leave that up to CJ to kind of dig into in just a little bit.
Now, finally, NECROM isn't the only cool location that players are going to get to explore. So tell us about the zone that I'm pretty familiar with, and some of our players will be too, and that's Apocrypha.
Yes, the Oblivion Realm, home to forbidden knowledge.
Also home to the know-it-all Daedric prince that we just saw, Hermaeus Mora. It's always great to revisit other areas of Tamriel that we haven't seen in an Elder Scrolls game, but I know the folks at ZOS like to build everything from scratch. So when it comes to the Prince's Realm, it's not just like a carbon copy of what we've seen before, right?
The Apocrypha that you know and love from Skyrim it's definitely there. The dark inky waters, the towering stacks of books, you know, those unique yellow-green skies. But like always, we love being able to explore new areas, love putting our own spin on things, and we want to make this our own and give the players new fun things to explore and learn.
It's so exciting. Sounds like a great blend of the old and the new when it comes to like the biomes and the places the players are going to be exploring in NECROM. And in fact, let's explore more of NECROM right now with more details from the team.
For the regions in Morrowind and Apocrypha that have been explored in previous Elder Scrolls games, we approached them carefully, making sure on one side it felt like a trip down memory lane, but also providing new experiences for everyone. Our destination this time was the Telvanni Peninsula, an area we visited in the very first Elder Scrolls game, Arena. We also caught a glimpse of its coastline in Test 3, Morrowind. This is the first time any game has returned to these lands in almost 30 years, and we were really excited to bring them back. The giant mushrooms and distinctive fungus-covered Telvanni towers are back, of course. The East Asian influences at work in some of the architecture and general aesthetics also return, as does the alien landscape so crucial to representing the lands around Vardenfell. For many players, Morrowind was their first introduction to an open-world RPG, and this concept was reflected in the expansive environments of Test 3. ESO has always honored this basic idea, the idea of a world ripe for wandering, and our depiction of the Telvanni coast will reflect this. The sense of odd scale you may feel walking through it are paramount. In terms of differences, we've crafted a modern view of the city of NECROM, not seen since 1994. Getting to work on something Elvish which predates the Tribunal is particularly interesting. NECROM is the Dunmer city of the dead, where all prominent Dark Elves gather to pay respects and lay to rest their honored departed. Lord Vivek, known as the warrior poet, spun some wild stories about the city's foundations, which may or may not be true. But what's definitely true is that the Dark Elves have a particular reverence for the city and its solemn purpose in their culture. It's naturally a cool thing to be able to contribute in any significant way to a long-standing piece of Elder Scrolls lore. For the Telvanni Coast, we had a lot of fun playing with the legend of NECROM's foundation. Specifically, the lore of Vivek himself having defeated the great beast Gulgamorgil, whose bones supposedly lay the foundations for the city. Entering NECROM for the first time, you're bound to notice the towering rib-like rock formations which envelop the city. The Dunmer have even added some runic symbols on the faces of the rocks themselves in recognition of their supposed origins. Is the legend true or simply apocryphal? Come tour the lands and make your own decision on that one. NECROM is intended to be monumental, reverent, and yet fit in with the shapes and forms we're used to seeing in Dark Elf architecture. The distinct arched doorways and decorative elements are there, as well as the detailed mosaics on the opulent interior spaces. We specifically took a lot of inspiration from the classic Telvanni buildings in Morrowind. And finally, we have Apocrypha. Whenever we venture back into territories from previous Elder Scrolls games, we always try to make sure that our players feel like they're genuinely returning to lands they've traveled before. We took our initial visual cues from the Skyrim Dragonborn DLC. Then we expanded on the ideas presented in the original. We'll be sharing more details on the unexplored areas of Apocrypha later this year. For the meantime, let's talk about the parts that players are a little more familiar with. Some lands in Tamriel appear quite normal to our mortal eyes, and some, like the Telvanni Coast, feel foreign. And then there are the Oblivion Plains, whose lands bend our mortal perceptions into the most alien landscape possible. In crafting the Plane of Apocrypha, it was important to remember that Hermaeus Mora doesn't really adhere to traditional ideas of good or evil as many other Daedric princes do. Likewise, Hermaeus Mora's realm isn't a representation of good or evil either. Our take here was to explore the idea of ancient records and how they might be represented physically in a plane such as this. We created fossilized impressions into the rock walls and emerging from the ground, representing the cataloging of all life, experience, and knowledge. Realms of Oblivion are extensions of their master, and so Apocrypha is a clearinghouse for knowledge. It's a repository. It is intended to feel like a place where ancient things and ancient ideas can be preserved, perhaps even hidden, but never lost. There's a ton of story emitting from these locations, from the environment to the architecture. Of course, the characters and creatures breathe even more life into our world.
When we chose the setting for NECROM, we knew we had to deliver a story that lives up to this location, and the team had a lot of fun bringing this story to life. If you're not super familiar with any of the fantasy names that we've been talking about, imagine a holy necropolis in the middle of an ancient hierarchical society presided over by extremely powerful mages. Yeah, there's a lot of fun tensions there for us to play with. NECROM remains neutral territory in regards to the great houses of Morrowind. Keeping the City of the Dead neutral means all Dark Elves can appease their ancestors and ensure their bodies are taken care of, even as the Three Banners War rages on. This is incredibly important since the tradition of bringing the dead to NECROM predates the Tribunal and the creation of Dark Elves as we know them. It's an integral part of the Dark Elves' cultural identity. In other words, this is an ancient City of the Dead which isn't controlled by any one Dark Elf house, even though it's surrounded by the Telvanni Magisters, some of the most egotistical and powerful mages in the entirety of Tamriel. But the peninsula isn't the only place you'll get to explore. As a writer and certified library nerd, I'm so excited that this year we get to take you to Apocrypha for the first time since the Dragonborn DLC. You'll be accompanied by Laramil the Wise, a powerful mage who works with Hermaeus Mora, the Prince of Forbidden Knowledge. Notice I said with and not for. Laramil doesn't worship Hermaeus Mora. They have a working relationship that's built on mutual respect. As much respect as Hermaeus Mora can have for a mortal. See, mortals don't really survive in Apocrypha for a long time. Knowledge is enticing, but you'd be a fool to assume that it's harmless. And the sheer amount of information there tends to melt mortal minds, mangle their bones, contort their flesh, and turn them into terrifying creatures called the Hushed. Some books are lifeless collections of paper, totally safe to pick up. But others house tome shells, small Daedra who live between the pages of Apocrypha's first editions. They may not necessarily attack you, but if you've ever picked up a shell on the beach only to discover that there was a hermit crab already living in it, then you know just how surprising a tome shell can be. Tome shells and hushed aren't the only denizens in Apocrypha. No, Apocrypha's guardians lurk around every corner. Seekers attend to the vast library, while lurkers wait beneath the inky waters to dissuade any stubborn researchers from discovering Apocrypha's more dangerous secrets. It's best to be sure that you're really alone before you pick up some light reading. You'll even meet a clanless Dremora called Torvasard, who refuses to let the secrets of Apocrypha remain undisturbed. Torvasard's motives are as mysterious and complex as his allegiances. It's really hard to tell if he's friend or foe. This chapter isn't all about exploring crypts and making friends with eldritch horrors. There's a dark threat coming for both Apocrypha and Nirn. Vampire mercenaries known as the Dusksabers prowl the Tilvani Peninsula working for Magister Shelreni Barrow. Shelreni seeks to climb the ranks of her house by any means necessary, even working with anyone who will give her the power to achieve her goals. Not everything will be hidden and mysterious, though. If you've played ESO before, there are a bunch of familiar faces for you to find throughout this chapter. I won't spoil all of the surprises, but we are bringing back my favorite Morag Tong assassin, Asher. Okay, yes, Narya will make an appearance too. With all this focus on secrecy and forbidden knowledge, it'll be up to you to discover the truth and stop enemies across Eastern Morrowind and Apocrypha. Good luck!
Hey everyone, we're excited to let you all know that the Elder Scrolls Online NECROM is available for pre-purchase right now. While the chapter will launch on PC, Mac, and consoles this June, we've got plenty of reasons for you to pre-purchase and jump into ESO today.
If you're a new player, someone who hasn't played ESO in a while, or you still need to pick up some of our previous chapters, you'll want to go with the NECROM Collection. Either version, the Standard or the Deluxe Collection, grants you instant access to 6 of our previous chapters and the base game. And you'll of course be able to access the NECROM chapter once it launches in June.
That's hundreds of hours of content all in one package. We like to refer to it as 8 games in one, since each is like its own standalone Elder Scrolls adventure. And keep in mind, you can play these in any order too.
For current players, we're offering both standard and deluxe upgrades, which will provide you with the latest NECROM chapter.
No matter what version you pre-purchase, you'll receive these items. While some will be unlocked at launch, everyone will receive this unique mount immediately.
For a limited time, if you pre-purchase NECROM, you'll also receive this matching pet to go along with the mount that Jess just mentioned.
Coming with the Deluxe Edition is this new Apocrypha-themed, one-of-a-kind mount. That's in addition to other pre-purchase items that come with the Deluxe Upgrade and Collection.
Separate from our pre-purchase offering, but just as cool, is the Hermaeus Mora Collector's Statue that's available for pre-order at the Bethesda Gear Store. Be sure and secure yours along with some awesome ESO merch, because right now, for a limited time, we have a flash sale running.
Any edition of NECROM also unlocks the new Arcanist class at launch, and we know you've been eagerly awaiting more information on that, so let's check it out now.
All right, we've waited long enough. Rich, it's Arcanist time. Spill some details.
Where do you want to start? You know, this has easily been the #1 most requested feature from players since the Necromancer back in 2019 with Elsewhere.
Well, I mean, why don't we give the players a little bit of the backstory and inspiration behind the Arcanist?
The Arcanist is a new way to play and experience ESO. It's the 7th playable class and channels the power of Apocrypha to create ancient runes of power. This weird knowledge lets them do some truly fantastic things, destroying their enemies with runic magic, summoning tentacles from the abyss, healing their allies, and some even protecting themselves from the worst the Daedric Plains have to offer.
Of course, what everyone really wants to know is, how do you play the Arcanist? And we've got just the person to tell us.
With the Arcanist, we wanted to keep the basic form of the class familiar to everyone so there's something for all play styles, while letting us be more creative with the abilities themselves. We started off with 3 skill lines: Herald of the Tome, Apocryphal Soldier, and Curative Rune Forms. Each line focuses on a different aspect of the game: offense, defense, and support. The challenge we embraced was making these abilities feel unique compared to previous classes, but not so systematically different that veteran players would feel out of place. I know several of the abilities will leave you awestruck. 2 of my favorite new abilities are Apocryphal Gate and Abyssal Impact. Apocryphal Gate lets you open a pair of temporary portals that you can jump between for extra in-fight mobility, or use these portals for creative exploration. Abyssal Impact is a bit more direct. It has you infuse your arm with unstable magic, transforming it into a tentacular weapon as you thrust forward, damaging and debilitating your foes. I'm also super excited to share that we're doing something very different for the Arcanist, implementing a combo point system. In this system, certain abilities will build points, while others will spend them, giving them an extra bit of oomph by enhancing or augmenting the ability. We're aiming for this to be something that all players can easily get a handle on, so no one should worry that this class will be too technical to play. I can't let too much out of the bag yet, though, so the rest will have to be a secret for now. We're initially coming up with the Arcanist. We had a ton of ideas and inspiration coming from all sorts of places: movies, comics, classic literature, and both retro and modern games. There was even a handful of anime references. And while we had a lot of great ideas, there was one that led us to a major breakthrough and helped bind everything together: the Black Books of Hermaeus Mora. Now, while this gave us a solid feel for how the abilities should look and sound, you won't necessarily be wielding one of the Black Books. Instead, you'll summon your own tome, in which you've inscribed numerous bits of ancient knowledge that you've gleaned from the Prince of Fate. Think of it like your own cookbook you glance at every so often to spice up your spells. This won't be the only taste of the Arcanist you'll get, though. You'll also come across foes, and maybe a friend, who will wield the same deep magics that you'll learn. There may even be some unforeseen enemies that have tomes worth of forbidden arcane power to throw at you. This is just the first page of the story of this new class. We've had a ton of fun making it, and we've got plenty more to show you as time goes on. I can't wait for you all to experience adventuring Tamriel and the realms beyond, alongside or as an Arcanist.
Okay, Rich, now let's talk about some new features and systems. Start with, any chance there's going to be some new companions?
Yes, in fact, we've got 2 new companions coming to ESO with this NECROM chapter. And for those that don't know who or what companions are, they're your permanent adventuring buddies. Someone that's at your beck and call whenever you want to help you explore Tamriel. And the feedback from players since the inception back in 2021 has been overwhelmingly positive. And we've been looking to expand and evolve it in new ways.
So tell us about the 2 new companions we're going to see.
The first companion is called Sharp as Night, and he is an Argonian warden who is a bit of a mercenary and an enigma. He originated from Blackmarsh, but his past is lost to him, and he's spent a lot of time trying to figure out who he is to no avail. He is a lot more reserved than our other companions, as he's lived a tough life and he really isn't overly chatty, and you're gonna have to prove yourself to him. And then there is Azander. Azander is a Redguard male and a little bit of a crazy fatherly figure professor. Think Willy Wonka meets Dumbledore, and he's got this really singular focus on the pursuit of knowledge.
And so what's so special about Azander, Rich?
As some of you might have guessed, with Azander being so focused on this pursuit of knowledge, he's an Arcanist himself, so you'll be able to dig into a bit on that side of his story as well.
Some amazing stuff, and that's not all we've got cooking. Like every chapter, we offer loads of side quests and new trial, there's world events, public dungeons, delves, and more. Roughly how much content do you think we're talking here, Rich?
Players can expect around 30 hours of content just from the main storyline, in addition to all the side content and everything you just mentioned.
Always so much to do in an Elder Scrolls chapter, and the team has really pulled out all the stops with NECROM.
We really have, and players won't have to wait too long to begin their Shadow over Morrowind adventure. Players will be able to begin their adventures this March with our first DLC.
Awesome. I will definitely be checking that out. Before we wrap things up, let's talk about some changes that you're planning to the ESO calendar.
Absolutely. So ESO is a living, breathing world that is constantly evolving. As a team, we're always evaluating where we are, what the game needs, and the community sentiment around how well we're doing. And over the years, we have made many changes based on these evaluations. But one of the fundamental pillars that hasn't changed has always been to create as much story content as we possibly can to try to keep up with our players and their insatiable desire for new stories and adventures. And this constant drive is one of the reasons why ESO has become one of the best games on the market today. There's so much to do, so many stories and locations to experience, tons of systems and various activities to participate in solo or with friends.
So what's changing?
We want to continue on creating these new adventures while also addressing quality of life feedback and bugs that have emerged over time. In other words, we want to focus on polish and iterate more on cool ideas, be it stories or systems, with the overall goal of making each release as solid as it can be. The first half of the year isn't really going to change much. We've been hard at work on a lot of this stuff for a very long time. We're still doing a dungeon DLC with 2 new dungeons and a prologue quest to kick off this new arc. The chapter is releasing in June with all the goodies you love and expect. Where things are changing this year are fall and winter.
That's great news for players. Don't stop. Keep going.
Late summer, our focus is going to be on bugs and quality of life additions. Things like pre-made group finder or an all-in-one attunable set crafting station as examples. There won't be any dungeons in this update because for update 40, which comes towards the end of the year, the team is working on something really epic, something pretty special that they just need more time on.
I mean, come on, Rich, we gotta give them more than that.
Okay, fine. How does an endless dungeon with a buddy sound?
Oh, sounds good.
We'll have a lot more info on this later in this year, but I'm insanely excited about this.
Sounds very cool. Well, Rich, I want to thank you for all the details surrounding NECROM and the Shadow over Morrowind adventure today. I know I'm excited to play, and I sure hope everyone watching is as well.
We are just as excited. But before I go, I wanted to personally thank the entire team for all of their incredible work.
Back.
It's truly an honor to be able to represent them here today.
What's the rest of this?
Also, on behalf of the entire
What did I
ZOS
miss?
team around the globe, I'd like to thank
What
you
did
all
I
for your
miss?
continued support. You've helped make ESO and its amazing community what it is today.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
throw it back to Jess and Gina to fill everyone in on in-game events, talk guilds, and more.
Yeah.
So it's obviously no secret that there's always something to do in ESO. In addition to all this content, we offer a wide variety of in-game events catering to all different play styles, from PvP to Overland, seasonal festivities, and more. In addition to our quarterly content updates, this year we'll be having 11 in-game events, plus the themed monthly PvP Battleground weekends. In fact, our first in-game event for the
Jester's
year,
Festival.
the Season of the Dragon
I
celebration,
can't wait.
starts in just
It's one
a
of my
couple
favorites.
days.
And who better to enjoy all these events with than friends? ESO is great solo, but even better with friends, or a whole guild of friends. Whether you're into PvP, 12-player trials, crafting, questing, or even fishing and house decorating, there's a guild or 5 for everyone and every playstyle. You can find your first or next guild
There,
via
you're comfortable.
the in-game
Okay.
guild finder.
There we go.
If you're a current player and have a guild who is looking to welcome new adventurers, let us know about it on Twitter. Tag us at Tess Online.
And speaking of coming together, we're extremely excited to let everyone know that we'll be hosting an in-person event this spring to celebrate all things ESO and the Shadow over Morrowind adventure.
Oh, I wish
We'll
I
share
could go.
details on our website and social channels very soon. In the meantime, if you want to learn more about the
Would
first
love to
DLC
go to
in the
that.
Shadow over Morrowind adventure,
Maybe
we'll be
next year, I
previewing
don't
the
know. We'll
DLC
see.
And Update 37 live on Twitch this Friday.
Ooh, Scribes of
So be
Fate.
sure and tune in.
That was a packed show.
God, I'm
Lots
so
of
excited.
change, lots of new. A quick reminder that ESO NECROM is available for pre-purchase right now. Visit
Oh, yeah.
ElderScrollsOnline.com or
I'm getting
your
that.
favorite online retailer.
I'm getting
and
that.
Claim your mount and pet today.
Oh,
ESO
yes.
NECROM launches this June. And believe it or not, we're just getting started. Stay tuned in the months leading up to launch for even more info. Thanks for spending your time with us. We'll see you in Tamriel.
Yes, we asked, and Bethesda and ZOS delivered. How cool is that? Okay, I got it ready. Now I got to go back and watch it. All right, cool. All right, everyone. I'm definitely going to be having a video out on this. I'm going to try to scrounge the internet for all the details. And it's probably just the Elder Scrolls Online website. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to get all the details and have a video on it. And I'm going to tell you all of everything I found out. All right. Till then, people, stay cool.